Hey, do you like video games?
Then don't move a muscle because it's time for GGSP.
Today on the show, we're reviewing the new multiplayer crash fest that is Destruction AllStars. Plus, I go on a journey to the mysterious Minecraft farlands.
We'll also answer all your gaming questions and...
Hello! Just letting you know I'm about to roll the show titles!
Okay, thanks, Director Darren.
It's happening!
Well, Jem, it's another week, and you know what that means.
Have I forgotten something? What does that mean?
You know, more good games. And we get to talk about them right here on our very own show.
How could I forget?
Now, do you remember last year we did the Not E3 trailer theater and there was that Wildlife League game called Alba?
Maybe?
Well, Alba is now out, and it's super sweet. I've been playing it a bunch on the iPad. You go around an island and help out animals and take some very good pictures. It feels like such an optimistic look at some of the challenges facing the natural world at the moment. And I am all for taking care of our furry friends. And taking pictures of them too.
That looks awesome. I'm still playing Mitre, Porsche, and...
All right, you two, we don't have all day.
It's time to segue into what's news.
Sorry, Mr. Director, sir, but what's news?
And what's a Segway? Was that standy scooter thing you can ride?
Negative, Jim.
A segue is TV speak for moving on to the next segment. And what's news is your chance to discuss all the latest news in the
Gaming world.
That makes sense. Okay, what's news? Oh, I did just see that version 2 of iMine is now out. It's this cool version of Minecraft made by a UK charity called Special Effect, who help people with physical disabilities play games. It's Minecraft that uses eye tracking, so people can play using nothing but their eyes. And the latest update has taken loads of user feedback to make it all easier and faster to use. Making games more accessible is so important.
Oh, absolutely. I also saw some Minecraft news about someone called Dippy, who has started creating the entire Super Nintendo World theme park in Minecraft in 1-to-1 scale. I really want to visit.
Oh, me too. And I saw the real one just opened up in Japan. It looks pretty amazing. But with international travel being tricky these days, going on Dippy's Minecraft creation might be the closest thing we get to experiencing it. For a while yet.
I also have some news.
Okay, what's that, Darren?
It's time for the review. Cue the transition in 3, 2, 1. Mariam.
Cue the transition.
Oh, for heaven's sake, bunch of amateurs. I'll do it myself. And where's my latte? Mariam.
Can they take?
Destruction AllStars is an online multiplayer vehicular combat game where you and up to 15 other players will have to smash, crash, and bash your way through each other to come out on top. But AllStars takes that tried and tested formula just one step further, letting you take the fight to your opponents on foot as well as on wheels. Parkouring up and across walls, dodging incoming cars, and even hitching a ride on top to steal or wreck an enemy vehicle adds, if nothing else, the potential for some pretty cool looking moves.
It's always funny to see someone zip past with another player just clinging for dear life as they try and shake them off. But before we continue, while there are training rounds you can play solo, to earn XP and level up, you have to play in the online matches. So please remember to ask your grown-ups before you jump on. And never ever give out your personal information to strangers, and always be respectful to other players.
Yeah, no one likes a sore loser. Now, at the time of review, there are 4 game modes, though they're not particularly inventive, all boiling down to pretty much the same thing. Knocking into other players until the clock runs out.
Yeah, but it's the chaos of playing with those other players that makes it fun. Mayhem is your standard free-for-all mode, where the goal is to cause as much damage as possible to the other players. Calling in your character's unique vehicle gives you access to special moves to make the job that much easier, helping you rack up the points to claim that #1 spot before the clock runs out.
2, 1, finish!
It's a lot of fun, and that unpredictability helps keep things fresh.
Gridfall takes a slightly different approach, where not only do you have to watch out for other players wrecking your day, but the map is out to get you too. Throughout the round, pieces of the arena floor will drop away, giving you and your opponents a chance to knock each other into oblivion until only one remains. There's a real solidness to vehicles that makes them feel awesome to drive, but can quickly become a double-edged sword in a mode that needs as much precision as this one sometimes does.
Next up is Carnado, which is not only an awesome name, but my personal favorite of the 4 modes. This one is team-based, although I will say in this utter chaos, I was definitely the #1 friendly fire offender on my team. But when you are all working together, you'll be smashing and bashing enemy vehicles to collect gears, and then ferrying that bounty into the tornado at the center of the map to tally them up.
And finally, we have Stockpile. Another team-based mode, Stockpile is similar to Carnado in that you collect gears from crashing into your opponents. But instead you have to take them to banks scattered across the arena, filling them up to the tippy top in hopes of claiming them. So it becomes this juggling match between going out and collecting gears and defending your banks from the other team. It's probably the most hectic of all 3 modes because the tide can turn so quickly.
This was probably my least favorite rad. I don't know if it was just the teams I was on, the franticness throwing me off, or just that the matches run for too long, but man, it drags on forever.
Yeah, and I swear every time you look back at the match timer, there's more time on it.
Just tell me I've lost already so I can move on with my life.
It's gonna take more than that to catch up with the opposition's scores today.
Despite that last one, I did enjoy what Destruction AllStars has to offer. But I do hope we get a few more modes to play around in, and maybe get to see some more use for those on-foot mechanics. If you're after some colourful, chaotic, car-based shenanigans, then Destruction AllStars is a good option. So I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
For more competitive GGS peeps, there is room to grow as a player and master your moves. For me, this is one of those games I might play every so often with a few mates, but I don't feel there's enough here as is to keep me invested. So I'm giving Destruction AllStars 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. Have you ever heard of the Minecraft Farlands? A fabled place at the edge of the map where the blocks stretch out into weird long corridors because you're at the end of what the game can generate. Now, I've seen videos of other people going there, but I want to see it for myself. So here's a rad journey to the Farlands. Okay, I'm doing this in Java Edition, and I know I need to use an older version of Minecraft, because the Farlands don't exist in newer versions. I've heard version 1.7.2 is the go, so I'll go ahead and install that. Oh, no online safety features? Yeah, that's okay, because I'm not playing online. But remember, GGS peeps, AAYGU. Always ask your grown-ups. Okay, it's Farlands time. Maybe I'll fly there? No, that'll take way too long. I'm just gonna teleport. Whoa, where am I? Why is it dark? Did the ground just spawn around me? Okay, maybe I'm teleporting too low. I need some height. Ooh, okay, too much height. Let's try that again. Ah, that's looking better. All right. This journey to the Farlands is taking off. We're zipping through. We'll be there in no time. So we're 15 million blocks away from where we spawn into the game, and I thought the Farlands were supposed to be at 12.5 million, the edge of the map, but they're not. So I'll just keep going, I guess? This is weird. The snow just stops in this straight line, and I can't walk any further. There's an invisible wall stopping me. Okay, I'm gonna assume that this is the end of the map, and that's all just there to make the world look bigger, but isn't this where the Farlands is supposed to be? Okay, I did some digging, and I actually need the beta version 1.7.2. I was using full release 1.7.2. Oh, numbers, am I right? So I need to allow historical versions of Minecraft, which lets me install the beta. Now, you can't use console commands on this version of Minecraft because it's too old, so you can't teleport. I did try walking there for a bit, but it's far, so I managed to instead hack the mainframe using another bit of software and change the location of where I spawn in. That means I just need to die and I should respawn close to the Farlands. But first, let's get some rest. It's a new day and it is happening, folks. We're gonna respawn in the Farlands. We're gonna see those stretched out blocks, the result of millions of tiny little math errors in the terrain generation. A celebration of the fallible human programming. We will be reborn as heroes of... Wait, why am I back here? This is my original spawn location. Oh man, I spent so long figuring this out and now it's not working. I had such high hopes. Oh wait, I had a bed. I spawned back here because I built a bed. I forgot about that. Okay, bed is gone. Let's do this again. It worked! I didn't go to the very, very edge of the map because apparently sometimes that doesn't work, but it should be a pretty short walk until I'm at the Farlands. There it is, loading in the distance. Oh, it's so tall. It looks like puzzle pieces. I mean, in the end, we're basically just looking at a terrain bug, but I reckon it was worth the journey. Now, I've loaded this up in a newer version of Minecraft because the same kind of bugging out that causes the stretchy landscape also makes the movement framey and jerky. So now it's smooth to explore, but because the maps are bigger in the newer versions of the game, it just made more world past the Farlands. So just ignore that. We still did it, GGS peeps! Thanks for following me to the Farlands. I hope you join me on my next adventure, wherever that may be.
Okay, it's time for Ask SP. Do we have everything we need for our question answering quest, Rad?
Okay, well, let me just get my checklist out here. Okay, loads of questions in the inbox. Check. Talented, cool, and awesome GGSP hosts. Check. Thinking caps, comma, metaphorical. Check, check, check.
Well, sounds like we're ready to go. Let's get on a roll with this first video from Bodessa and Charlie.
Hi, GGSP.
My name's Vanessa, but you can call me Bo for short.
And my name's Charlie.
We have 3 questions for you today. 1, is Astrobot VR? 2, how many rubber chickens would you give Among Us? And have you reviewed Among Us?
And number 3, have you reviewed Sea of Thieves? And if you have, what do you think of it?
And Darren, please do these emojis. Thanks, GGSP.
Bye.
Thanks, Bo and Charlie.
Let's call Darren first to do the things.
Hello, you've reached Darren. I'm currently busy directing Ask Spawn Point.
Yes, we know, Darren. We have some emotables for you to do. Are you watching?
Oh, affirmative. Zoinks. Kicking back. Casa Obake.
Thanks, Darren. Oh, and could you please answer for us if Astrobot is VR?
Of course. The answer to that one is both affirmative and negative. Because the first Astrobot game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, is a PlayStation VR exclusive game for the PS4. Whereas the more recently released Astrobot game, called Astro's Playroom, is not VR and can only be played on the PlayStation 5. It relies quite heavily on the features of the new PS5 DualSense controller, you see. Well, I'd better go. My latte's finally here.
Cool. Thanks, Darren. Bye. Bye-bye. Well, as for how many rubber chickens we'd give Among Us and whether we've reviewed it, no, we have not actually reviewed it, so I don't think I feel right giving it an official rubber chicken score. It was first released in 2018 and sort of flew under the radar a bit at that time, before exploding back onto the gaming scene last year, so it's a little bit of a unique case.
But you can catch up on our past live streams of Among Us by searching them through our online channels. And I will say that it is all sorts of devious fun when you play with your friends. However, considering it's an online multiplayer game that does use chat, make sure to check with grown-ups before you play.
Now to your question of whether we have reviewed Sea of Thieves, well, yeah. Or should I say, yarr! We reviewed it on the show back in 2018. Precious pirate memories. And we set sail again to review the anniversary update it received a year after its initial release, which I think made it an overall better game. You can find both those reviews in our online archive to find out what we thought. Now let's cruise on over to our next video, which comes from Diamond Ninja. And thou stop talking like that.
Thank gosh.
Hi GGSP, it's Diamond Ninja and I'm wondering what your favourite block is in Minecraft. What platformer games do you recommend for the PS5 and can Darren do these? But if you don't answer all my questions, I'll sneak into your Minecraft base and steal all your diamonds.
Oh, some more things for Darren. Come on the phone.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Darren. Some more emoticons for you, please.
Oh, triple your money. 0 money. Out of cash. Making some more. We're in the money.
Oh, thanks, Des. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And thanks, Diamond Ninja. We would, of course, like to avoid diamond heists in our Minecraft base, pretty please.
Yeah, so as for our favorite Minecraft blocks, well, they obviously all have their various uses, so it depends on what you're building. But I'm gonna go with the slime block. I like how it's all bouncy. And when used in conjunction with some other things, you can make all sorts of cool contraptions. Fun and useful. How about you, Jeb?
Well, I'm sticking with a classic here and choosing good old-fashioned glass. I just like all the colourful stained glass options and transparency. It's a nice building material, especially if you want a lovely light-filled house.
Oh, and who doesn't? As for some PS5 platformer recommendations, well, it's still early days for the PS5 games-wise, but Sackboy: A Big Adventure and Astro's Playroom would be a good place to start. And of course, you can play most PS4 games on the PS5 too. So if you haven't already checked out games like Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, or other classics like Spyro Reignited, Sonic Mania, and the 2016 Ratchet and Clank, to name a few, then you might enjoy those. The new Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is due out for the PS5 sometime this year too.
And I am so excited for it. But that's all the time we have for Ask SP this week. If you have a question for us, go here and send it in. And if it's a video that appears on the show, we will send you some sweet GGSP loot.
Oh, Jem, I just realized I forgot something off of our checklist. Scroggin!
What in the name of Kirby is Scroggin?
Oh, it's like a mix of dried fruits and nuts, sometimes chocolate, things like that. It's a great little energy snack for quests. It's a fun word for trail mix.
Wow, Scroggin, I've learned a new word. Well, we'd better scrog off then.
Oh, let's get scroggin!
Yeah.
They should totally make a trail mix RPG item.
Yeah, details, man. It's about the details.
Great work today, you two. I think you've both got a very promising future in television.
Oh, thanks, Darren, I guess. Mr. Director, sir, shouldn't we tell the audience what's coming up next week before we wrap?
Affirmative!
It's right here in the script. Carry on.
Okay, well, next time on GGSP, we travel to a mysterious island to solve a missing persons case in Call of the Sea.
I swear I will find you.
Also, don't forget that you can catch up on anything you missed in today's show on the ABC Me app or on our website, abc.net.au/GGSP.
Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Gem out.
Brad out.
And that's a wrap!
Darren out.